इस बार के बुक फेयर में इंटरनेशनल के कई वेल नोन एंड फेमस ऑथर्स की किताब देखने को मिलेंगी। लेकिन मेरे लिए एक्सपीरियंस और भी खास बन गया जब मुझे उन्हीं में से एक से मिलने का मौका मिला। मिस्टर युत्सुफ रामदास शर्मा जी। इनकी प्रसिद्ध किताब अन्नपूर्णा आप सब जानते ही होंगे। व्हाइट लोटस बुक स्टोर नेपाल में कदम रखते ही मुझे नेपाल से एक गहरा कनेक्शन फील हुआ, जैसे किताबों के जरिए एक नई संस्कृति को करीब से जान रही हूँ।
So hello everyone, I'm here with Yutushram Das Sharma. He's the author of and the poet of Annapurna, the famous book. Can you please tell us about that? How did you get inspired by all these stuff? How did you get inspired of writing a poem? Like, what made you write that?
So I used to teach at university. I was
Okay.
a professor of literature at Tibomi University in Kathmandu, and I was like doing teaching literature.
Yes.
And then I quit my job,
Oh.
and I started. I wanted to be a freelance writer, and so I started traveling, and I had to make something to living. So I started traveling and start writing about the mountains. And then I traveled so many years, and I started writing because there were a lot of tourists coming to Nepal, so the books will sell.
Yes.
And then my wife, she opens the bookstore, and so I was helping her trying to bring it out. And so if I hadn't left my job, I wouldn't be able to do all this.
Yes.
So I became in touch with the mountains, and I celebrated them. I wrote about them, and later I became so well known because of that I started getting invitations from Europe and America and North America and other parts of the world. And ultimately, I have been traveling for 20 years now. So I go and teach in different universities all over the world, and I teach creative writing, and I teach poetry. I publish poetry. I just finished a novel, and I do a literary festival in Kathmandu. It's called Himalayan Literature Festival, and so we have this big, very famous writers coming.
Yes.
One of them is the poet laureate, former poet laureate of the United States, Tracy K. Smith, and Paul Muldoon, a very famous Irish American poet, and all other famous authors who like India we have all these like Devdutt Patnaik and all these. So it's going to be a huge gathering in May,
Yeah.
end of May and beginning of June. So it's called Himalayan Literature Festival, and we do workshops, and it's because if I had continued teaching, I probably wouldn't be able to become a write that much. So I think this is my passion for the mountains that made everything different.
You feel so beautiful and peaceful when you write all these poems, stories.
Right.
And I have known that you are also a journalist.
Right.
So like what do you feel when you write poems, you write stories? How do you feel when you are writing that?
Yeah, I mean, you see, because I was freelance, I had to
Yeah.
do all this. I had to do
Yes.
writing, I had to travel. I wrote columns in the newspapers. Even now, I write in the newspaper. So it was my survival thing. So and that has actually paid off in the long run.
Okay.
So a poet has to do many things, in
Yes.
my part, in this part of the world. So now I do this festival, and I edit a magazine. It's called Pratik. We have copies of them here. So this is our journal. See the Pratik magazine. So we do it's a
Yeah.
quarterly magazine. Every 3 months we do this literary magazine. It's well-known writers we publish in this. So I do many things, and this also I support my wife. She
Yeah.
runs this bookstore. So I go to these events. We go to Frankfurt. We go to LA. I was in LA. There was an AWP
Wow.
conference. I go to all these parts of the world, China, US, Europe, London. And so I'm traveling, and that's how I make my living. So this has over the years, it has snowballed into this thing.
So how did you felt what when did you feel yeah, I just want to write poems? I just feel so good when I write poems and stories.
Yeah.
When did you start thinking about that?
Well, I was when I was small. I came in touch with these holy people, this Naga sadhus.
Yeah.
My father was so much enamored by them.
Yeah.
He will take me to them, and I will watch them doing performances,
Okay.
doing meditation, doing
Yeah.
singing prayers and
Yes.
songs. So I learned from them the whole art of writing poetry. I mean, the poetry that can heal, you know, the mantras.
Yeah.
So I in a very early age, I was put into this because my father's intimacy with these holy people,
Yeah.
I became very much attuned with the art of writing. And I wanted to be a theater person. You know, I used to do theater in Jaipur when I was
Yeah.
studying there. And then I met this American poet, and he said, "Oh, you write very good poetry," and he kind of trained me, and he changed my course of my life. Hadn't I met David Ray, he passed away a few years ago,
Okay.
and so he actually gurus matter a lot. So he was a great guru. So he found this element in me, and he cultivated my capacity. He recognized that I'm a better poet than a theater person. I wanted to be a kind of actor or dramatist. But then after meeting him, he introduced me to the whole American world and European poetry and Western poetry, and so that's why I became.
Okay. So like, who was that person? Who was that American person who like inspired you, or was there someone who inspired you, or it was
He
just
is
your own
no,
inspiration?
his name was David Ray.
Okay.
He passed away a few years ago.
Okay.
He was a great guy. He was a professor at University of Wisconsin, Kansas City.
Yeah.
He came to India as a Fulbright, a kind of Indo-American fellow
Hmm.
in 1984. So
Yes.
then I met him. So it changed over the. So I think people you meet are very important. They change
Yes.
your life. So this is one lesson that you shouldn't be meeting nice people and then makes you different.
The friend circle.
Friend
the,
circle,
Yeah.
the gurus,
It matters a
and the
lot.
people who you encounter with
Yeah.
can change your life.
Yes, they give you that a particular kind of motivation that yes, I'm doing great. I'm
Right.
like going forward for a good future scope.
Yes.
So like, I just want to ask you this, so that what was your first book, like, and when did you publish it?
So I was when I quit. I went. I used to teach in Punjab before.
Yeah.
Then I quit my job. I
Yes.
went to Nepal, and they put me in a small town, a hillside town,
Hmm.
where it was nothing. You know, small town. I was teaching these military cadres, and there I understood the meaning of silence. I stayed there 2 years, and I had never been so close proximity with nature. It's a small town full of all these beautiful landscape and the river flowing and the mountains. And there I discovered my element. You know, living in this small town called Bhimpedi.
Okay.
It's where Lord Bhima stayed.
Yes.
It's a kind of very nice village, and people are so innocent. And everybody. So I found it so wonderful to write about this place, and it changed my life. That's where I started writing as an
Okay.
active person.
So like, when you were writing your first word in that particular on that particular page, what were you thinking at that point?
No, I was just thinking to be that I am fortunate to have this opportunity to write and make a living, just teaching the kids, and also it wasn't actually not really on purpose, but it came automatically. It's more of inspiration of nature and being in close proximity. In Sanskrit, they have a word called Devatatma, means the place where soul of the god lives.
Oh,
So that's the place for the mountains,
wow.
the Himalayas.
Yes.
So that's what brought change. It's like you in touch with the soul of the gods. And it's so beautiful. And so when you go there, you are so away from society, and you are so in close touch with the elements, with nature, that you feel the intense urge to create. So that's what changed the whole thing.
So what was the name of your first book?
It's called A Prayer in Daylight.
Okay, so it was all about that
That
particular
small
moment.
village, yeah.
That particular moment you were sitting there and you were
Yes.
like on all discipline and all silence, and you were just writing that, yeah, how do
Yeah.
I feel, how
I
it
was in
is.
touch with the poor people, the
Yeah.
mountain people, how they were living, basic lives, away from the city.
Hmm.
You know, they were living in tune with nature. The first time I saw away from all the cities in the small town, a big drama in a little town, it was so much wonderful.
It was so peacul and beautiful at that point.
And
That
people struggling for survival,
exactly, like far away from all that like crowd,
madness.
madness, craziness that a lot of people are fighting, and like,
Yes.
but you are sitting somewhere very silent and very peaceful. So this
That's
is how you actually plan to write something on
Yes.
a page.
That's why I go to Himalayas every year.
Okay,
I stay there and write, and that's my main thing.
that
Abhi,
is
1 minute.
that is really beautiful. So it was nice meeting you, and
Thank you.
like, can you please tell us like what was your own favorite book that you have written?
Is that?
Like, what was your own favorite book that you have written?
Okay. Yeah. So I was. I mean, I have many favorites, you know.
Okay.
But very important book was by John Steinbeck, American author.
Okay.
Is Grapes of Wrath. It's about the
Okay.
migration of the people
Yes.
from Dust Bowl when there was
Okay.
depression and they moved to California. It's a
Okay.
marvelous book and it's so touching. And there's several other like Indian books like you know like Gitanjali or Prem Chand, you know, or all these other writers. Also, Jayant Mahapatra became a very close friend of mine, an Odia poet. So he inspired me a lot. So there are several books that inspired me. Of course, I love Hemingway's books, and I love you know other books which are very important. But these two books, like important books, changed my life.
That is so nice, sir. So may I ask कि आप कितने टाइम तक इस बुक फेयर में हैं यहाँ पे?
This book,
नहीं, आप यहाँ पर कितने टाइम तक and like आपकी collection, so that people who are like watching this can come here and meet
yeah,
you.
we are here till the end of the 8 days. We are here.
Okay. Till 18th you are
18th,
here.
yeah, we are here.
That is so nice. So it was so
You're
nice
welcome.
meeting you and knowing
Pleasure.
that your whole journey of writing, to be honest, because I just wanted to ask this one question from one author that what do you feel like when you write that one particular word on that page? What do you feel when you are writing your whole story on a particular page? So it
Right.
was very nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you. Sir.
Pleasure.
Thank you so
Namaste.
much. Thank you.
Namaste.
I'm here with Amar Akash, sir. So can you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Namaste. I'm Amar Akash from Nepal. I'm a poet by profession, and I manage books, White Lotus Bookshop in Kathmandu. That's all.
So सर आपने अभी तक कौन सी ऐसी बुक्स लिखी हैं? लाइक आप नेपाली में भी लिखते हैं और आप इंग्लिश में भी लिखते हैं.
इंग्लिश में बहुत कम लिखता हूँ क्योंकि ये जो निकलती है ना अंदर से, ये मातृभाषा में ही निकलती है.
अच्छा.
एकदम
दिल से निकलती है.
हाँ, परफेक्ट बनकर निकलती है.
तो आपने जो अपनी पहली बुक लिखी है वो नेपाली में लिखी है, तो हम उसका नाम जान सकते हैं?
उसका नाम है टुंगना.
उसका सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है?
टुंगना मीन्स वो म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट played by Sherpa and Tamang people in the Himalayas. ये टिबेटन पीपल भी बजाते हैं उसको. बस.
तो आपने जब इस पर्टिकुलर बुक को लिखने का प्लान बनाया, आपने डिसाइड करा कि मैं ये लिखना चाहता हूँ, तो आपने उस टाइम क्या सोचा? आपको ऐसा क्यों लगा कि मैं एक म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट पे क्यों लिखूं, क्या लिखूं इस पे?
वो जो मैंने कविता सुनाया था ना, वो कविता मेरा शायद बुक निकलने से कुछ पहले लिखा था मैंने. मुझे उसने बहुत टच किया और मुझे लगा कि अगर मैं बुक का नेम टुंगना रख दूं तो ये म्यूजिक जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट है ना उसको इंट्रोड्यूस करने में भी मदद हो जाए और मुझे भी एक किस्म की सुकून मिले वो नाम देकर. ये हिमालयन सभ्यता की प्रतिनिधि करता है ये टुंगना, जो वही लगा मुझे.
तो मिस्टर अमार, आपने जब ये पोम लिखी थी तो आप क्या चाहते थे कि जब एक इंसान इस कविता को सुनेगा,